Oh, we're so back. When was the last time? What was the date of the last time we recorded?
I think it was exactly 4 months ago.
Oh my god.
Every time we do this, it's always screwed me over how we didn't have an actual intro recorded. So I'm Invaders, and that's
I'm Wally from Fourth
Fourth
Cast.
Cast. I like whenever we say things in sync.
So we're back. It's been a while since we last recorded.
Season 3 Part 1 is so different from the manga.
It is a completely different thing. Even if I haven't read the manga version for this. I read your differences post that you made years ago.
I made a really long post of every single difference.
Put it on the screen now. Put the hyperlink in the description.
There are going to be problems with the season that they created because of the rewrites, and I do want to call those out, but I won't call out like
Aaron actually spent 10 years here building a fucking cabin in the book. And
well, I'm going to complain about that, but I'm not talking about that. Like structural stuff, I won't complain about that because they move stuff.
They streamlined it in a way. It's a bit of a parallel to the opening season 4.
Yeah, it is, and I talked about this in the last video, but this is like Wit doing their bookending thing, where they want the beginning of the season and the end of the season to reference each other, and they did that in season 2 with the scarf.
I remember the first time I saw this opening.
Yeah, this opening is cool.
It's really good.
This shot, I think it's a reference to Declaration of War, or maybe it's just coincidental.
With the hand?
And this is kind of reminiscent of 131.
Well, yeah, I mean, it feels like it borders on foreshadowing.
They had to change this shot like 3 weeks into the season airing because it was giving people motion sickness.
What?
Yeah, the clouds in the background.
Oh my god, it's fast.
This season as a whole has a different feel, I think. And the art style is going to change too. Like very, very subtly, but it is noticeable.
I like how the humans look better in this one.
Yeah, but the style of season 1 and 2 was so distinct with like the thick outlines because they get rid of that. And it's just not as well produced as season 2, I think, because this only came out a year after, and I'm sure the production was a nightmare. This scene came out way before the episode. It was like 6 months before. This specific scene of them cleaning for some reason. Why is she stealing the potato? Like, this is their food anyways. She's gonna get to eat
No, she
it
stole bread,
regardless.
dude. Not a potato.
Oh, yeah.
Potatoes go on the table. Bread goes in the crate. Why is Levi so well dressed here?
He was... Oh, because he just came back from Irwin's hospital bed.
Oh. So is he not in hiding?
I'm still a little confused about what is the exact incident that sends them into hiding. I mean, obviously the government does want Aaron.
Well, I think it's the same wanting from season 1. It's like nothing has changed, right?
I guess it's still from the
I think
female
it's
Titan, yeah.
I think it is just that, and then season 2 was like a really big
Yeah, because it happened in one day.
roadblock, yeah.
Still sucks they cut out the Titan experiments. It's kind of confusing watching this for the first time, right? It's like, what?
Why are they doing this?
Or like what happened to him?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, in the manga, he tries building a house and stuff, and then every time he transforms, he's smaller, which they do mention there. That I don't think they mention why he's smaller here, though. And on the third transformation, he's like feral, and he destroys the house he built. Oh, yeah, and the other weird thing is while he's feral, he writes a message using a stick that says, "What my dad did to me."
Oh.
Which is foreshadowing for
his dad.
The reveals in this season of...
Ew. That's always been grody.
That is really gross. I'm kind of glad they cut that thing about his dad, because why would he write that?
Who's that guy? The one that was just by John?
That's Kaiji.
He could have killed these characters off in Return to Shiganshina instead of the characters he invented for it.
I don't know why they die here either.
I mean, like
could have been no names. It does kind of suck that Connie never gets to confront Zeke.
I mean, his arc kind of is more about his mother than anything.
Yeah. And I mean, they cut so much dialogue from this, but they kept Connie's desire for revenge
his unfulfilled,
Zeke.
Yeah.
This is one of the worst things, is how much they cut from Aaron and Historia's conversations.
I thought you said we weren't going to care. I'm kidding. No, yeah, that is important.
You're right. I need to be less critical. I don't like that they cut this kind of stuff. I don't care that they cut like the newspaper subplot. Like that. Get rid of that.
It's like Les Mis. Yeah, no, I do think it is just, oh my god, it's Sans. Who's the other torturer?
That's Ralph.
Ralph?
Oh wait, this is a badass Moblet moment.
Oh, that is cool.
I love the conspiracy aspect of this arc.
The church's trinkets are made of valuable iron. So what is the point of her lying here?
She's trying to trick the government into thinking that the Scouts know less than they do. This season, I think it did need another episode because it goes from her threatening them, and then the next episode, she's torturing them. Like, it just happens a little too fast.
It's a little fast. She's imagining Ralph being very happy about it, but Sana's being conflicted.
Oh, yeah, the Nifa. Nifa's around for half this arc in the manga, too.
Her hair is so fluorescent.
It is. I really like her. I don't know why. Why couldn't she stay around?
Isayama needed to kill off every single other named soldier besides the main cast before the arc where he killed off every unnamed soldier.
Yeah, I don't know if they explain it too much here, but they're going to Tross because it still hasn't recovered from the Titan attack, which destroyed like half the city.
It's so easy to forget how so much has happened for these people during this month.
This is original.
This wasn't in the manga?
They added this thing with the royal family here, and this is the first time Fritz is brought up. And it's cool that we get to see Parady's flag here. Yeah, it doesn't show up any other time.
Sigil, yeah.
I do wish King Fritz, the fake one, had been kind of foreshadowed all throughout the series, because then it would have been a crazy reveal that he was fake.
Well, I was going to ask, do they not mention the king in season 1 or 2?
They do. They mention him a lot of times. It would have been cool to see him, like in the background.
Yeah.
To
see, like, instead of Lord Wald, if we saw like old Fritz or whatever.
Yeah.
Impressive that they were able to like suplex him up on a moving cart like that.
Well, brigands are strong, and these brigands work for the the Reeves company.
Yeah. Leva's already putting it together here.
Put what together?
He's starting to put together that it's interior guys, yeah. Yeah, because he's mentioned. Did he know Kenny was with the interior police?
No, he didn't.
Why did he think to tell her about Kenny the Ripper at this time?
Because Isayama wanted to hype up Kenny the Ripper. People have always been like, how did he know? But yeah, there's no good reason.
Couldn't have known. Bad place to stand, Nifa. Jay Woods, get out of there. It's interesting that he knows the military police that well to know that they would not use. Are they really that above that?
I guess this is just silly. Like,
it is kind of a silly string. Like him piecing it, he probably shouldn't piece it together.
Yeah. If you can prove,
I would love to be this.
Yeah, if you can prove how Levi would know that these vague tactics he's thinking of that are maybe being employed are similar to in his head what he thinks Kenny might
be doing, even though they haven't done any tactics yet.
Yeah, please disprove us.
Her face got blown off.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, and
it's so gory in the manga version.
The J-Wits just died.
J-Wits. Those kids, that kid was traumatized by that.
I love Kenny. This is so cool too. Holy shit.
That is so baller. So what's the point of using brigands if they're all going to reveal themselves at once?
I think they saw the brigands got defeated.
It's just funny to imagine their plan's like, okay, we're going to send 4 guys, and in case they fail, we're going to send out all, like, 50 of us, and we're all going to jump out at the exact same time. All right, smoke signal. We definitely didn't spend a bunch of time recreating the old tier list because it got lost.
Well, I mean, it's a really good one. I think it's a really cool episode. I mean,
really good.
It sets the tone. It sets the human plot. It feels very distinct from the past seasons, I think, already. Kenny intro is really cool.
Hanji with Sanas is fun. It goes through things a little fast.
Yeah, it is a little fast. I mean, it's hard for me to say because I was a manga reader. What do you think? I mean, when you were watching, were you confused? Did you feel like it was going fast?
It felt a little fast. I was like, whoa, who are the people? Oh my god, they have guns. Oh my god, they're all surrounded. You know, yeah. I was like, why are they in hiding? I think Isayama kind of poorly explained that just in general. I don't think that's unique to this version.
Yeah.
But it's good. I like the episode. I think it's a fun introduction.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's one of those episodes. It's like a few years ago, I'd have been really biased to this because I was so on the season 3 hype train.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I would say solid B. Solid to high B tier.
I have a feeling this is gonna. Oh my god. Row 2.
Row 2 of the B. Hopefully there's not 3. Oh no, KG, no. He has the sickest fade.
He's here so much for this to happen. I like how Aaron was going for the gun. Yeah. Oh, holy shit! We have to talk about sleep darts.
Was that on the manga?
No, it wasn't. The sleep darts was such a big controversy because people said it ruined everything.
Why?
This
What does
is,
that ruin? It doesn't ruin anything.
this is a classic example of people having a genuine criticism and then going way too far with it. So obviously they should not have the technology for sleep darts that knock people out that quickly and that effectively without, killing them. Because even in real life, tranquilizer darts are not that effective.
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, this ruins it because now in Shiganshina arc, why don't the scouts just bring sleeping darts and use them on the Titans?" Like people actually said that.
But that doesn't make any sense.
No, it
Why would
doesn't.
that work on the Titans? They're bigger. They have more.
No, on the Titan shifters. People were distraught over this. I mean, people were just mad at this episode in general because this makes it seem like they're rushing through the arc, and they really aren't. They're mainly reorganizing. I mean, they are rushing, but not to the extent people thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's the best animation in the show right here.
Dude, this is so fire. I don't even
It is.
care.
This
God,
is
it's
just
it's still
insane.
so good.
Another good thing of them changing this arc is it makes Kenny more of like the central villain. Well, Rod is also a villain, but it makes Kenny a lot more central. If they adapted this like the manga, he wouldn't have shown up until like episode 5 of this arc, I think.
And would have died at like 10.
Yeah, and they give him an entire extra fight later on.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad they don't shy away from the brutality.
Yeah, they don't.
I'm
Well,
glad this is like the single sequence in Uprising that had such good production.
Yeah, they do censor some stuff, but
Yeah.
I like Armin's blue shirt here. I think it's a funny design. Even in the video game, I think it was AOT Tactics again, where they had like Uprising Armin and he had his blue shirt. This is the assembly.
Is Lord Wald on their level or like near it?
Lord Wald does not exist.
He does.
Lord Wald is like a regional lord. That's
That's
Tubby
Tubby.
Royal Government Minister.
Yeah.
Some things do kind of suck. Like Niall and Erwin's, they had a little more of a dynamic in the manga, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It really stuck with me, the implication that they were both after the same woman, and then Niall won her over because Erwin was like obsessed with the scouts and didn't care about anything else.
Why would you ever choose Niall over Erwin?
How did he like that match, by the way? With one hand.
It was a one-handed man's trick.
It is kind of silly how they all get away here.
Yeah, it's funny.
I don't remember how the kidnapping goes. Oh, right.
He
'cause
looks like Mr. Freeze.
This doesn't happen in the manga because in the manga there's a whole plot with the Reeves Company where they stage a kidnapping, and then Kenny figures it out and just takes them away. So it becomes a fake kidnapping. Like the fake kidnapping just becomes real. So there's none of this like sleep.
I really need to read this part.
Yeah, you do. This is the worst thing they do. Like really?
What, hold
Why-
him back?
Yeah. What? Why? She knows she's not stupid. She knows that she can't go after those guys with the guns.
No, she's trying to.
All they have to eat is this shitty hardtack all the time. All they
Did
saved
you
was
not read the
hardtack.
Cracker infographic from last season? That's their ration.
They do cut out a lot of, well, not a lot, but I think people exaggerate how much Levi stuff they cut.
Mm-hmm.
But they do cut an important scene where he lays out his philosophy.
People must have thought the show was fucking falling apart when they were changing so much.
Yeah,
there.
it was like people completely gave up. They're like, oh, now the whole thing needs to be readapted.
That's crazy. I wish it would have comically panned over to reveal Fleagle here.
They're kind of like doing the spark notes of it here,
Of the Reeves?
of the Reeves subplot. Yeah.
What was Isayama thinking? Do you think he was just getting, like, the manga version, would you call it, like, too much of a loss of focus? Like,
No, I don't think there's really anything wrong with the manga version. I think he didn't transition into it correctly from his battle series because
Yeah.
up to that point it was just like constant action. And I mean, I think overall the idea they had with these changes is good. It just should have been a little longer because it is weird how everything kind of grinds to a halt for a little bit in the
Mhm.
manga.
yeah, I mean, that just, it's very hard to do a monthly thing like that.
Yeah. But
Well-
I wouldn't really say he messed up with the manga version. I like it.
He sure didn't. He came back to do all these changes.
I wonder if that's true. I wonder how much was him and how much was the production committee. It
Well, I
was
think
like,
he was sensitive to the criticism.
yeah,
I
he
think
is.
he's very sensitive
he
to online
is.
criticism.
Yeah, like we're already going from the thing with Reeves being set up to him already like betraying these guys.
商人に重要なのは嗅覚だ。
You know, a little Mesopotamian named Ea Nasir could have totally followed this advice. Have you read about Ea Nasir?
No.
It's the oldest complaint in the entire world. Where he's like, you gave me fucking horrible copper and you treated my servant badly and he had to go through Babylonian territory to get to you. You and Nasir.
That is a really good bit.
It is such a good bit. I mean, people made him into the Chad Wojak. I think Nasir could have followed this advice here. He wasn't following his nose.
Oh, there's Armin's parents.
It's the only mention of Armin's parents in the main show.
Well, he retconned them because originally they got cold in the government's
Oh,
mess.
right. Like how Moblet's stabilizing his chair. He's keeping him from rocking. Does Sonus die?
No. The end of Sonus's story is him looking out peacefully out the prison yard with a smile on his face.
Do you think he became a Jaegerist?
I really doubt it, considering he was definitely still in prison. This is where they cut the ball crushing device.
There was a ball crushing device?
They kept the ball crushing device, but now
Ooh.
it's just on the table. This is the saddest scene in the show.
This character that we've seen for 2 minutes.
I remember seeing comments that were like, my heart sank when I saw the knife around Demo's throat. Oh yeah, that's the Levi's last name reveal.
Remember when you got mad that I got that spoiled, even though it was like an episode before it happened?
Yeah. Well, even that's even spoiled in the Funko Pops. It is weird how no one ever tries to keep that a secret. There's so much happening. This pace is insane. This pace is bad.
This
I'm
scene is
sorry.
very fast paced.
Like what? And the True King just got revealed. I didn't realize until now how absurd this is. Were you confused though when you were watching?
No, because they take a while to.
I don't know if it's confusing. I think it's just too fast. Do you think he cared about her at all?
No.
I don't think so either.
Maybe on like a very prideful level.
Yeah, she's just like his proof that he's
Mm-hmm.
royal.
Virile. He's the worst. Oh, this is the first with the CD.
Yeah.
This CD is so good.
This CD is really cool. This is one of the best ones, I think. I love how
This is
it's-
like the best.
it's kind of, I don't think it's the best.
Second best.
but it looks like a fairy tale kind of thing.
Yeah, I've always loved this one.
And the song too makes it also feel like that.
I like that one. B.
Yeah.
Crazy best animation in the whole
Definitely-
series,
definitely the
obviously.
best. I mean, the animation of that one scene alone carries it like a whole extra
Yeah.
tier. The whole first half with the action scene, that's a really good action scene. But the second half, it's all good content. It's just kind of fast. Do you think that detracts from it?
I never found that detracting. I thought it was kind of exciting how fast it was when I was
Yeah.
first watching.
Okay. I see that aspect too. I would say it's a pretty good episode.
I would agree.
I think it's a B, yeah. This is a lot like Game of Thrones with the mistress and
The
there's like
bastard,
the secret,
yeah.
the bastard, then the father like doesn't want to be a part of it. What is the deal with this Ymir Fritz book?
I will never understand what Isayama was going for with this.
Does she know the myth of Ymir Fritz, but she doesn't know like is that Ymir Fritz that might be her actually. But
Maybe. I don't think there's any way to know about that one. The
Yeah.
Krista book is what bothers me, but that's later.
that is the Krista book.
Yeah, we didn't see the Krista page there,
Yeah.
though. What an ugly child.
I why does she not want to be associated with her? It's weird how they live on this farm together, but they don't talk.
It is really weird.
They do like a fade here when she's walking away. It fades out, and then she walks like 3 feet and fades back in.
She was using instant transmission. He's not even grieving.
Yeah, no. Rod's whole family gets murdered, so he immediately comes for the bastard child he was neglecting.
You can tell he's evil because he has an uneven mustache.
This is so confusing. So the assembly sent Kenny in the first interior squad after Rod's family, but
Wh-
Rod should have the
Rod
most
supersedes
power.
them.
Yeah.
What?
And
Maybe
so-
they think he's acting out of line here.
Well, so I think what's happening is technically Frida is the one who has the power, and so Rod is like even Frida's lackey.
But she's dead.
Well, they don't know that. The whole plot point is that he hides from them that Frida died because, well, in the manga, he doesn't want them to know.
To know yet, but they figure it out eventually.
They learn eventually, but he doesn't want them to know that he doesn't have any real power.
Well, Rod probably hasn't been home in a couple days because I think they probably. Well, this said this was a couple days after the wall fell, so this might not be literally
Was it
the.
a couple?
That's what it said.
Okay.
So this might not be the literal day that his family died, and he might have just been traveling all that time, and
Yeah.
they might have thought, "Well, we should kill Rod's family in case he tries to do some stupid shit." But they don't know about the family being dead, so that doesn't make any sense.
In the manga, it says they're trying to preserve the royal bloodline. The thing that doesn't make sense is why doesn't Rod have the authority to tell them, "You're my guys. What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
The only assumption is that Rod doesn't really have power, and that they only serve the royal the king directly. But it seems like Rod gets more power once they realize there is no king anymore, because he seems to be leading them later on. So
I would guess that
very confusing.
It makes sense to me if they wouldn't have known that Rod's family died. But then why would they have any investment in these bastards at all? Was it just comical timing that they decided to kill them the second he needed them?
I think they were following him and they realized that he was maybe like making a power
they
grab.
have to just be acting without him.
Yeah, I mean they didn't want him to like expand his family too much. I don't. And he's so willing to let her die. I guess
Kenny's persuasion check passed.
What was his plan here? I guess he realized. I mean, he's royal. Maybe he thought he could have more kids, and then maybe I guess he realized he'd have to inherit the Titan.
Mm-hmm. That was probably what he was weighing the pros and cons there. It's weird that he named her Krista in this.
Yeah.
Even though she said it's a book I got from her name I got from a book, I think.
So yeah, he read the Krista book too. Well, I mean,
in the show she never says it's a book I read or a name I read in a book. Because in the manga, they cut that scene. The manga it implies she named herself.
Yeah. Yeah, but later on, Frida says this is Krista, and it points to the picture of Ymir Fritz.
But does Rod say in the manga your name will be Krista Lentz as well?
I don't remember, but the Krista Ymir Fritz thing is in both the anime and the manga. I don't know if we explained this correctly, but what we're talking about is the book that Historia reads. The book is showing Ymir Fritz, like we know that for sure. But Frida and Rod here both say that the girl's name is Krista, which is Historia's fake name, and there's no explanation in the show for why, or in the manga for why Ymir Fritz has two names and why one of them is Krista. When the manga was coming out, I thought this would lead to something, but it did not. What does she think she's doing? Obviously, they added that. She just storms out the room angrily. They're in the middle of a cabin.
She's gonna go save him. It's like they really wanted to Flanderize her.
Yeah, they do. Mappa kind of fixed it a little, but the damage is already done to an extent.
Yeah. So is Erwin on house arrest here?
I think the understanding is that he's just
he's heavily monitored.
Yeah.
I mean, he sent out a letter proposing that they overthrow the government. He can't be that monitored right now.
I love this scene though. I like even with the fast pace, overthrowing the government is a big like development.
Like an unskippable cutscene. Erwin talking about his past.
Keep an eye on red
bandana.
Red bandana hat guy.
He's so disapproving.
Oh god. And the anime adds this thing about Clause 6 of the Charter of Humanity.
What is the Charter of Humanity?
It's to prioritize one's own gain, apparently, but I don't know why they added that. It's so weirdly specific.
Red bandana's taking this hard.
I love this scene. I love how they hide what question he asked. You don't even realize that. I mean, people don't usually watch this and they're like wondering what question he asked, but it comes back later and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's funny they don't go after Erwin here, only his dad.
Yeah, Erwin's the one fucking spreading it. Were they against the optics of killing a child for this one situation?
I guess they didn't think he was a threat.
I guess.
They make his father's theory seem like a stretch, but there is more reasoning in the manga. Like, he factors in how Annie can control Titans and how they realize Titans are humans, which means Titans can theoretically control humans. So he kind of like connects it. But here it's just like, here's what my dad thought.
Armin needs to have his fucking hood up. He has the most recognizable ugly haircut of all of them. Why is Jean the one in a hat?
I like that kindly elder giving the military police a tip. That one,
it's solid.
It's solid. I really like Erwin's scene. What else does it have? Historia's backstory is pretty good.
It is a linking episode.
Yeah.
Sana's bit is pretty good.
Really?
It's a lot of expository linking between episodes.
Yeah. I really like Erwin's backstory and I really like Historia's backstory. The rest is just like necessary plot stuff.
Yeah. I'd say it's as good probably as about most of the C ones.
I guess you're right. It is kind of just a linking one. I'm biased towards this episode just because I really like the like political intrigue.
Oh, I like the political too. I think it plays a very similar role to 15.
You're right. Yeah. I think it is similar to like 34 where it's really good dialogue, but it's not particularly exciting or anything. Yeah, I'm literally just biased towards this one. I love Erwin's dad's question, how it comes back. I think
the setup for that is pretty good.
The reveal that the question was like this big thing, and how it leads into the basement reveal is insane. But yeah, it's a C, but it's a high C for me.
Invaders whines about this episode constantly. You'll never make me hate this episode. I like this episode.
Well, maybe your opinion will change after we get to the and then everybody clapped moment.
I think I'll be able to change yours.
It is interesting they still don't know that Annie's the one who.
I'm glad we
Did
keep
that.
up with these guys.
Yeah, me too. I was really happy to see they came back.
This guy is such a unique
Wait,
design.
what is this guy? What is he? Who is he? He's it's like royal government official, I think.
Yeah.
High-ranking military official.
Wait, go back. Who is high-ranking man from
he's
the
known
Walls?
as Gerald.
Gerald? Wait, does Tubby get renamed? What's his? I didn't realize they got renamed.
I prefer not to point that out because I think it's funnier.
Oh, real. And then who's the top one? Collective nobility. High-ranking man from Wall religion.
Roderick.
Roderick. Do you think Rod and Roderick get confused? Like they made Roderick go by his full name? Is there like one from each class? Why is there one Wall religion, one minister, one military, and one merchant? High-ranking copper merchant. And his anime name is Anna Sear.
Yeah, the newspaper plotline got destroyed by this. But you know what?
No great loss.
Yeah, who cares? It is weird there's like infighting within the military police. It's like the interior guys are like a separate organization.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they completely are, not like one.
Yeah, I wish he'd given them a different name so it wasn't so confusing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so goofy.
I like how they won't even shoot. Well, it's for the hunt.
And then, oh, look, Hanji's here.
She was waiting up there.
She knew where he'd be.
She waiting for him to turn that exact corner. No, wait. You forget. Flegel knew how to get there because a merchant knows to follow his
CG.
nose. And those guys went, oh, I guess he disappeared. We can't check behind these boxes. Would Flegel have died too if he wasn't peeing?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a very important move.
Yeah, it saved him.
It saves parody.
I like Flegel. I don't like this episode, though. It's funny how this speech does nothing to motivate him,
Mm-hmm.
but then off screen he gives in.
The force ghost of his dad appeared to him.
I love Connie's hat.
Connie's hat had a white band in the last episode. Now it has a red band. Unless it was stained with the blood of Marlowe's head after they fucking bludgeoned him.
This is weird. I gotta talk about this. In the manga, they raid the military police headquarters here. Like a whole building.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they realized how ridiculous that was because they just changed it to this outpost. Like they
raid the whole building?
Yes.
Are they not in the walls?
I can find it real quick. Oh, okay. It's 59. I got it right my first try. Okay, yeah. So they find the Interior Brigade compound. So this is like a big deal. People thought that they would maybe make this into a high budget fight, but they off-screen it. So they raided this compound and somehow non-lethally took out everyone.
Yeah.
And look, they all have non-lethal injuries. So I see why they changed this because that
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is a good change. Yeah, and they changed it to the least man checkpoint.
Yeah. That's really funny. That's their least manned one. It has like a dozen people. It's funny because there's supposed to be so few military police, and there's infinite of them also simultaneously.
We're to believe that off-screen, Hanji organized the townspeople to like hide in the apartment complex but listen, and then Flegel needs to come down here. He needs to provoke them into revealing their plans in front of the townspeople.
And he also got stalked by the three most flamboyant and like over-the-top military police members entirely.
What if they shot him right there?
Was he dressed like Sans? Didn't think about the logistics of Hanji organizing the entire town. Who hate the scouts.
Yeah,
we saw that the town hate the scouts because they blame them for Demo Reeves' death. How did Hanji convince every single... Fuck, you did... God damn it. I want to convince you this one was good.
Merchants gotta follow their nose.
I told you.
It stuck with him. Look who it is.
It's Red Bandana. I'm glad you pointed him out because I thought he should have just been the one witness, and then the newspaper people could have spread it.
Yeah, it all comes full circle, and then everybody clapped.
God damn it!
The pacing of this is still absurd. Like,
yeah,
how did we got so far in 2 episodes?
The entire city of Tross is now against the government.
Oh yeah, there's Kenny's name reveal too.
Oh yeah, Levi never knew he was his uncle.
Yeah. I really like Niall. I love Niall. Niall's goodness is like what saves parody pretty much because it comes down to him choosing to disobey the government.
There's a lot of little actions that save the that's kind of the thing I've always liked about Uprising, even if it can be silly.
Yeah.
That just a lot of little actions made a difference.
Well,
It's got a lot of silly moments.
I think this is the last episode where I'm like, oh, come on, like I don't like it.
Did it have any thoroughly great moments?
No,
No.
it doesn't. Maybe Irwin going to the courtroom is kind of a good
That is
scene.
cool, but that's just a setup. It's D.
You think it's D?
Yeah.
You do? 'Cause
Sure.
I don't think it's nearly as bad as
Any of
these
those?
ones is the issue, but I also don't think it's
It's worse than
closer to
Old
it.
Story.
It is. It's absolutely worse than all the C ones.
Let's say it's the best D episode and call it that.
I agree. It's yeah. Best D by far.
Yeah.
But I can't justify putting it with opening and children Old Story.
No, there's some great ones in there.
Yeah. Poor Trost. They in the manga, people thought that the fake king was like,
The main villain.
yeah, for a long time. And here it's within like 4 episodes that you find out he's not real.
I bet people thought he was a colossal titan. Oh wait, no, they didn't. We fucking already knew it was Bertolt. I bet people thought he was a beast titan.
They really the Charter of Humanity thing is really weird. I don't know what the deal was. Were they just trying to make it more concise?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, they're letting the tubby one present. He must speak for them. Why does it look like Armin on the left of the king?
This plan is so funny. It all hinges on Niall and Anka Reinberger coming in at the right time.
So did Erwin already propose the coup to Niall?
Yeah. Well, not to no, not Niall.
Not to Pixis,
To Pixis, yeah. He's just counting that Niall will do the right thing. So none of these guys are Eldian also. Did you catch that?
Yeah, because they're immune to the memory wipe. I didn't
Yeah.
think about that. Are they inbreeding? How do they have 0 Eldian at this point? They're not springing into action at all.
Who isn't?
The 4 lackeys here.
What are they going to do?
Do you think they put fake King Fritz in the torture devices? He's
Probably.
I feel like he's too much of a dotard to put him into that. That's kind of cruel.
Got him with the
Oh
Uno
shit!
reverse here.
That's what it's a setup for, so he can Uno reverse them here. Yeah, codifying it into a law is kind of cheesy. Oh, I love that. Oh, Sasha's holding Mika.
Oh, yeah.
This guy just found out.
For a while, it seemed like this kind of got dropped, but no, the people really didn't accept the new government.
They kind of do.
By the end, it feels like half the island is against, or half the island is fully Jaegerist.
Well, at this point, there's no means for that. So at this point, they don't care.
I'm saying at the smallest provocation, the government completely collapsed.
Yeah.
The prime minister is an actual psychopath.
He's crazy. He's real for this, though. Erwin doesn't even care. I love how there's this constant thing where Erwin thinks he's selfish when he's just because he has slightly self-motivated interest in doing like objectively good things.
Yeah, he really does. He is very harsh on himself. Oh, this is so weird. The way this is framed makes it look like he's Frida. Why do they look so similar?
Mm-hmm.
His voice comes from her. The way it's framed makes it look like she's reacting to him.
I would imagine he's just seeing her memory there. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah. Irwin stuff is good. I think.
Solid.
I'm going.
I really like
B.
the beginning's the best of it.
It's just solid all around. But it's like a connecting episode again.
Yeah, I'd call it a B.
The coup scene itself is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that alone doesn't carry it to an A.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting a lot of low ranking ones here.
Which is weird because I like this season more than
I do
any
too.
of the other ones we've watched. This sequence is one of my favorite things in the whole show. It's such a crazy thing to front load in the episode.
This series has a few villains. Rod is definitely the weakest main one.
Well, I mean, it kind of does work to make Kenny more of the central, or
Yeah.
almost more of a central antagonist for this. How did they harden them into the shape? Was it?
I have no idea.
Couldn't be Warhammer Titan because that's the one they never
Yeah.
got. Maybe Rod had been touching Aaron when he saw Frida there or something.
Maybe.
That's what awoke in his memory there. This scene's so good. I love his Titan doesn't even have a fully formed rib cage in that shot.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Aaron didn't even eat his own. He didn't eat his whole father.
He left an arm.
He left an arm.
It's a good thing Keith didn't find that arm.
Yeah, it
Wait,
really
how much
is.
was left of it? Oh my God, there's a
He
lot.
hardly
of Grisha
ate his
left.
dad at all. I hope someone puts this in a YouTube thumbnail someday. Don't even get me started on this scene.
What are you talking about? The Krista book?
Yeah.
Yeah, already talked about that, but
Why are there so many pages with a B on it? This is such a mind blow. Finding out Grisha was dead the whole time as the end of that mystery is such a good scene.
Yeah. His eye color changes. That's kind of a cool detail.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he clearly ran away instantly.
Yeah.
Is Aaron's mind blown because he found out he ate his dad, or because he found out his dad was a killer?
I think probably a little both. So Aaron had his dad kill all the family so that Historia would be in this position?
Yeah.
Just so that Historia would be in the position that she'd be, so he would...
Well, it's just so he ends up...
with the Titan.
Yeah. Yeah, so Aaron kind of... It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy where Aaron kind of creates himself. Grisha killed the royal bloodline so that it couldn't be given back to one of them.
But Rod escaped.
Yeah, but I mean, Rod escaped because that was what was supposed to happen.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Oh,
Woman-type
Titan. That's the female Titan's real name.
Why did he not retcon that to like the Screaming Titan or something? So, we need to talk about how this machine works.
How does it work?
I can't tell if it's just a funnel.
I don't know if we can include discussion of this in the video, but yeah, Zachary likes this a little too much.
It's hilarious that didn't pan out for them. They had so much faith in Rod Race.
Yeah.
they completely screwed themselves.
His dad looks like a guy in an old man costume. Or his grandpa, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like the little Lego head where it's like one piece that's like the hair and the beard. So the Eastern clan could have joined with the Ackermans and become more government lackeys.
Yeah, but they refused, I guess, because they didn't think it was right to brainwash people.
What stopped the Ackermans and the Eastern clans from passing down the truth?
They didn't want their kids to be persecuted. They thought that like sealing the history would lead to them not being persecuted, but it didn't work. Yeah, that's...
I love that opening sequence.
I hate to say it, but...
It's just short of A.
It is.
I think these bees are much better than most of the other bees, though, is the thing.
Yeah, I agree.
That opening sequence is one of the best things in the entire series, in my opinion, the reveal. I love the ending hype with Kenny. I like the Kenny flashback. This one's just short of being A.
It is. Even with all that, it's still not an A.
Do we just hate AOT now? Are we sick of it?
No, I feel like...
I do think this is the best, probably maybe the single best episode in the B tier.
It's up there. He looks like season 1 there.
Oh, yeah. The outlines.
Jesus.
It's cool that these come back like this.
Yeah.
I love that the smoke rounds continually are a thing.
Yeah. I mean, in this fight, the smoke rounds create a really cool visual style. Oh, this is John's first kill. Yeah, so they kill these guys here, so what was the point of leaving everyone at the MP base earlier alive?
No, I don't think they have a choice here. I think these guys are way too highly trained compared to the other MPs.
Do you see Connie's pathetic-looking pea shooter here? Or not Connie, Armin.
Holy shit, it's like flaccid. Oh, that's great. That's good animation.
This is all anime original. This whole section with Kenny here.
We ignored how Kenny said neener.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was awesome subtitle work. I've always thought that was annoying.
It is annoying.
Is that fatal?
It's not fatal, but I think it doesn't help him when the ceiling collapses. I mean, that injury doesn't exist in the manga, and he still dies there. So
yeah.
Maybe it was the Warhammer Titan.
No, that doesn't make any
sense. Because the Warhammer was allied with King Fritz. The Tiber family was. I love these medieval paintings. Reminds me of this the season 2 ED. So she knew about Marley and stuff then.
Yeah, no, she would know the entire history.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But it's weird that Rod doesn't know.
I think they're probably bound not to mention it, I guess.
So he knew about the succession ritual, but he didn't know that he wouldn't be able to inherit the founder's ideology.
Mm-hmm.
He forgot to ask something important there. So
in a way, him giving the syringe to Levi is entrusting his dream to Levi, right?
Yeah, it's him. Yeah, you got it, exactly.
Does Rod have any good intentions at all? At least at first he was trying to nullify the call to not fight back.
Yeah, I think he started out that way, but I think he literally just wants power. He's not willing to inherit the Titan himself. I guess because he doesn't want to...
Well, he knows that they're bound to not...
Well, yeah, but I think he also doesn't want to die after 13 years.
Yeah, idea.
So it seems like he prepared a powerful one. So I wonder if it's like... Because he had the bag of like the armor serum and stuff.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he gave it modifiers or something.
Well, he himself got it and was fucking huge.
I don't think that's why. I think he's huge because he inhaled it.
That's so weird that would work that way. Because, I mean, why would that be any different from Ragako Village's Titans?
I don't know, but later on when Kenny's like about to inject, he says, if I don't do this right, I'll probably end up like Rod, which seems like it's Isayama saying Rod ended up like that because he injected it incorrectly.
Knack.
It is nice to see him
Millions.
bring them up again. And Squad Levi.
Whose names he doesn't remember.
It is good to see him actually reflecting, because until now it seems like he doesn't really. This whole sequence is really good.
It looks like Moblet.
The shot with Aaron overlaid with God is interesting, I've always thought.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Forgot
Yeah.
she's not actually top 10, but she's no slouch.
She broke his spine there.
Did she?
Maybe that's why his Titans messed up. Yeah. That might make more sense, actually. Kenny is just having fun.
He's probably coping a lot by pretending he's
Yeah,
having
he is.
fun. He shouldn't be able to move at all if he has a broken spine. See, he licks it.
What? Come on, it didn't even get in his mouth. It touched his tongue.
I always thought he licked it up. Everyone sound off in the comments. Do you think he licked it up, he lapped it up, or did he?
He huffed it.
Yeah, no.
He huffed it. Come on.
No, he's not Huffer, bro. Okay,
What
I
do you
think that's an A tier.
Yeah, that's an A. That's a good one.
There's
I like
so much good stuff in that.
his story is a good character. Aaron's speech is good. Maybe a little too sappy, but I don't care. Kenny's good. The fight's amazing.
Fight's great. Yeah, solid A tier episode.
Yeah.
Finally.
Man, it sucks the entrance is blocked. I wish there was like some kind of convenient hole they could go through. Oh, look, there's one. This was a manga cliffhanger that made it look like
Aaron had transformed?
no, it made it look like Historia had transformed.
Levi had key instinct. Why did Connie need to have the next key?
Because he got the feet position.
Dang, Connie was pretty good at figuring out the key too. Better than Historia
Yeah, John
was.
is the weakest link here. It does suck Kenny is out of the story so fast, but he does have one of the best deaths in the series.
Did Rod even mean to become a Titan?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
This was so confusing when I read because it had a mistranslation where the bottle said brawn armor, like Reiner brawn.
Oh. It was just a mistranslation? It
I guess. I think it was it was like a mistake. So it led me to think that the warriors were like connected to the government somehow. Oh yeah, he's calling back to well,
Aaron's gonna have like a fucking panic attack hearing that.
he was punished last time for listening to Levi and Levi's squad by trusting them.
So now he's not doing it?
Yeah, like he's saying, let me trust in myself. And he ends up being right. So I guess it really is reinforcing that idea that he has to go off on his own.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see where he got that from.
Yeah. I think Rod's CG looks pretty cool, actually. I really like it.
I do like it. It's surreal.
It
It's like
does. It looks
unsettling.
very alien.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of cool. This reminds me of his the big Titan he turns into in season 4. The armor bottle is pretty convenient. See, this is how the cape was made.
Yeah.
The shot gets completely remade in season 4 when he's pulling up the blimp
Yeah.
or the airship.
If his story did become a pure Titan and touched Aaron, what would have happened? Would his will have activated? Probably.
No, yeah.
Probably, and she probably would have turned around and eaten. Well, she probably would have eaten him because that was his will in the moment.
I mean, if he hadn't wanted to be eaten, it might have been fully impossible for her to do anything to him. To be clear, we're talking about how the coordinate activates if he touches a pure royal Titan.
Dang, then it's like literally impossible for them to get the founder back once it leaves them.
Are we forgetting something, or is that actually? It might actually be fully impossible. So,
If anyone can point a hole in what we're saying, please do.
I mean, Aaron also didn't realize he could do that. He might not have been able to control her directly, if he didn't know how to do it. You know. Yeah, this whole arc is different once you realize Aaron orchestrated all of this pretty much.
How so?
Aaron was the one who did everything they're saying Grisha did.
Okay, yeah, it is weird.
So, like, in a way, Aaron set all this up so he could be kidnapped, and then these events could happen the same way. I didn't talk about this yet, did I?
What?
Where?
Oh,
So this is way in the manga. This happens before the coup and the everything,
mhm.
where he proposes way earlier on in the arc that Historia needs to become queen, and then she's reluctant, so he picks her up and he like kind of strangles. Well, not strangles, but
Like
he
manhandles her.
yeah, and he's like, "You have to do it." Since they moved it to after, obviously that wouldn't make sense. So she just agrees pretty much immediately. But it makes another weird problem with Demo. Demo like says once she's queen, she can punch Levi's revenge for doing that to her. And then of course they gave that line to Mikasa because Demo died instantly.
Who is this dude next to Erwin?
Oh, that's Orvid District garrison boss.
Why does he look so stupid? I like how Orwin's entire face healed completely. It's been like a couple hours.
That one's okay.
It's like a B.
I think it's a C.
I like Aaron at the beginning.
I think Rod coming out of the ground is cool. What do you think? It might be a B, honestly. It's pretty exciting. It's pretty hype.
I thought it was fun. There's a lot of travel conversation.
It's all substantial though. It's not like,
Yeah, I think it's on par with probably the C episodes.
Yeah,
That's fair enough for me.
it's not as good as the B ones. Definitely not.
Yeah. Third and C.
Yeah, perfect C episode. I like the Titan view here. Do you think this is canon? Probably not, right?
What, the view of him? The
Yeah.
FOV?
Like, do you think they actually see them as little points of light?
No.
Yeah.
I love seeing him with a face here. I wish we could have seen his face.
I like whenever they show these little diagrams.
Or like the alternate version scenes.
Out of the whole show, this is probably the part with the least commentary to give because it's so straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Our friend was talking about how he thinks this whole part is goofy, how it's like they're just fighting this big titan. I mean, for years people said this fight is like the worst part of the series. Obviously, people have stronger opinions now about that. People are always like, yeah, this part, they did say it was like an Avengers moment, or they are united to just fight this big bad guy, and there's not really any moral stakes here.
Who cares? What do you mean?
No.
How is it a Marvel moment?
It's not I'm not saying I agree.
No, I know you're not.
I'm just
not
saying-
arguing with you.
Yeah, people consider this to be the low point in the series for a long time. Because, yeah, there's really not much going on here. It's just a straightforward fight.
Is it? I feel like it's better than most of season 1 still.
It is.
You kind of know this is just going to be like a curiosity. This is just a
Yeah,
one episode
and
thing.
I like this because this is the last time, and I mean, it's kind of like the only time that all the scouts are working together, and they actually succeed at what they're doing. Because
Mhm.
before this and then after this, it's just constantly straight, like, not
refusal
L's.
to
but-
work together.
No, like in Shiganshina, they lose 90% of their guys, and
Yeah.
a bunch of characters die.
Just had such a weird feeling knowing Aaron was gonna become such a bastard after this.
He's like
that.
Godzilla 2014 size there. The other weird thing about this episode is it's directed by the director of the live action movies, like the Japanese ones.
Oh, I thought you meant
No,
who's
not Andy Muschietti.
Andy Machete.
Honestly, I don't know if he'll retain the new incoming adaptation after how bad The Flash was. I feel like they might kick him off.
You don't think we're getting a Machete original ending?
But yeah, they got the director of the movies because he's like a kaiju director, I think, for
Mhm.
Toho. I think it shows in this episode. This episode is really cool. I mean, generally the CGI in this fight is really good. There's only a few shots that look bad.
I think Rod Race's Titan in general lends itself well to CG.
It's weird that the Uprising arc of all arcs has this giant kaiju battle at the end, right? Because it starts as a political thriller type of thing, and then it becomes an actual kaiju.
It's almost
fight.
like, I imagine in a way Samuel was like, I'm sorry for pulling you away from the Titans for so long. Here's a...
Yeah, I agree. It's nice to have one last thing where they're just like, they're winning, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
He's on a first name basis with them now, too.
Is that Erwin's literal first time, at least on screen, talking to
I think
Connie?
so.
And probably last time as well, talking to Sasha and Connie.
Probably the only time. Well, this is his weird pre-season 4 arc where he's talking about his like hero complex, which I like. I wish it was focused a little more on.
It kind of feels like it comes out of nowhere a little bit here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not that it's baseless.
I mean, his demeanor clearly does change here.
Yeah.
Whose grave was he at there? I guess it had to be Hana's, right? Because that happened so recently.
Hannes was like
I don't
a
know.
couple days ago. Hannes was like a week ago.
Yeah, he would have had to gone while they were in hiding. Oh, here it comes. Was this meant to be goofy?
Oh God, the music does not.
Yeah, no,
imply that.
the music is bad here. What is the tone supposed to be there?
Does he just have steam ability?
No, the wind changed direction.
Oh, of course. Said it literally directly after. Since when does the wind blow up? These goofy ass OC children.
Oh my god. I'm so happy they didn't censor that.
Yeah.
It's so freakish.
It's creepy.
It's always funny to me how their trump card is these tiny little barrels.
These tiny little like 1-inch hooks.
It's hard to communicate this feeling now, but the fact that Aaron's Titan is here and doing something like this for the first time, every other time he shows up, he either gets completely bodied or he just can't transform. It's kind of sad that this is Historia's last real moment.
No, she gets pregnant on a porch.
It's weird how she gets his memories here too. Rod was like innocent at one point, which is weird.
Not only innocent, he had good motive.
Yeah, it seems he's like disillusioned, I guess. And this is the weird one. So Alma is Historia's mom. What is going on here? So Rod is like he's trying to paint him as sympathetic as Rod is dying, I guess. But Historia's mom was like his maid, and then she became his mistress. But it's weird, isn't it? Like why is this in here? His reaction there of being shocked by her death is nothing like what we see him react like.
Yeah.
It's a weird angle to add right at the end. It's always been weird to me.
Well, it's Historia getting her parents' origin story.
Do you get what I'm saying though?
Yeah, but I want to take a moment and tell our viewers that do this will work. You will have a bastard, illegitimate child with someone in your life if you do this.
Rod had a whole bag of syringes, and they all get conveniently destroyed except for that one.
That one came in like a Nintendo carrying case. Oh, jeez. I have Justin Roiland voice Kenny.
I think it's a solid action episode. I don't think it's that special. I like the Rod fight, but other than that,
yeah, it's okay. I don't care that much about that one. Damn.
It has one really
scene
solid action scene.
The scene at the end with the syringe is cool.
The
with Kenny.
Well,
the syringe.
I mean, that's like that's like
yeah,
that's
but like the
Friends
setup,
preview.
the setup for Friends in it is good.
Yeah. You don't like the Rod fight?
No, I like the Rod fight. I was just talking about something else in it.
I mean,
there's not much to talk about. In
no, there really isn't. What would you think? I'd probably go B.
I would agree. It's a good B tier episode.
But it's only action, but it's good action.
We're so back.
We're back after one day of not recording.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's been a few
Months.
months since we recorded.
This video spans us like across 3 distinct periods.
It does.
What if it was Fly to Kevin? I
That's
knew
a
this.
great topical joke from 2018.
Wait, what?
Do you not remember the thread that said if you could replace one word in a song with Kevin, what song would it be?
Oh, I don't remember that at all. No, I was saying that because there's this dude who when I was younger, I was at church for like Easter, and there's this guy named Kevin who walked in, and he had a shirt on that said, "Kevin is my name for heaven. What do you call heaven?" He came in with a bunch of snow on his back and then like dramatically flung it onto the ground and like made like aggressive gestures at the priest and then left.
Is there any chance he's gonna see this?
No, he died.
I always thought Yuri looks like Armin with gray hair.
Yeah, he does.
It's
He does
very
have-
weird.
Maybe intentional hair parallel.
You know, it always has bothered me how much they age, or how much Rod ages specifically, because, I mean, Yuri turns into an old man really fast, but most Titan shifters don't do that. Oh, well, Zeke does age, I guess.
In the manga, Zeke has white hair at this point.
Yuri ages really extremely. Like, I think you'll see it later. He looks like a different character.
Yeah,
later.
I think Isayama realized he didn't really want to change character design that dramatically.
Yeah. So, someone in the assembly told Kenny that Yuri was the king, which is kind of weird.
There was an imposter among them?
It seems like it. But, I mean, they don't really...
That blade throw is so fire.
Yeah, it is. It's always just been weird to me how Kenny found the king.
It is kind of a very weird situation that doesn't really seem like it. What are these two doing out here? So these two are just traveling, and then Yuri turned into his Titan without anyone seeing.
I don't want to nitpick.
It just makes like a nice set piece without thinking about it much. Oh, the one who tipped him off was missing. All of these guys are still there, right? All of these guys are contemporarily in the council.
There was another one there.
Damn. I wonder what single trait he might have had and possibly have been named after. Untrustworthy imposter government minister. She really does look like a corpse here. You know who she looks like?
Hmm.
Do you ever see that horror game Granny?
No.
She looks like Granny. Do you want to play Granny sometime?
I don't think so. Sorry to change the topic, but it is weird how much this canonizes the underground city. Because it is in season 2 a little bit.
Look how ravenous he is.
All these government men are just worshiping Yuri.
He's so faithful.
That's always so weird. Like, Frida becomes a preacher too. Frida's like normal before she gets the founder, but it is weird how it overwrites their personality too. Kind of.
Yeah, you
Right.
gain so much wisdom, you have no choice but to get on your soapbox, right?
It seems like it. You join the interior, and they're like, "Okay, you gotta know something. The king's a freak, and you gotta listen and talk."
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite scenes.
It's just like the Aaron and Armin scene at the end.
I love the lighting. I love how it's blue, and I love the geese.
It is pretty beautiful.
I guess those are ducks more than geese. So he's talking about the world will crumble. I guess he's talking about Marley's invasion, because he knows obviously the world is fine out there.
Yeah.
So he has to be talking about. He knows that they're gonna be invaded at some point.
Yeah, no, yeah,
It's-
that's
I've always thought.
and they're not going to fight back. They won't rumble
Yeah.
against, right? That's the whole point.
It does remind me of the scene in the final episode where Aaron is like staring at Armin while he looks out at the whatever they called it.
Do you think after he said if you like dumb names, dumb name enthusiast number 5 in the audience was like, fuck yes. That was a nothing bit.
It was.
Did not include that. That was horrible. Yeah, he has so many teeth.
It is weirdly ironic that he could have never gotten the Titan to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't even acknowledged in this episode. You only learn it way later that it wouldn't work.
I like that this diagram implies like a missing link between the 3.
I'm surprised Isayama never shows that cave again, because he does love going back and showing how things age years later.
Mm-hmm.
Like the colossal nuke lake in Shiganshina. I feel like we're not doing this episode justice, but I mean,
I mean, people can watch the actual episode or watch your interpretation of it or watch your big video that includes your interpretation of it.
I think this is one of AOT's best episodes, and like I like how Isayama is consistent with bringing this idea back.
That was like an intentional shot, dude. Look at that. That was so targeted.
I do like how
Look how far he was.
Levi doesn't clean it off, just like he doesn't clean off that one dude's blood. That's one of the best character moments in the show, obviously. I like how it transitions into the crowning. I love the implication that if the people of Orva district hadn't seen Historia strike down this random sack of meat that was flying, then her crown would not have legitimacy.
Yeah, how would any of them have understood that to be Rod Race? Why did he emerge like Sans in the Judgment Hall?
This scene, so there's a few things. First of all, Reiner's way out of scale. Second thing is, so next episode there's a 3-month time skip, and in the manga this happens after the 3-month time skip. But in this version it happens before.
In this version, yeah, they have this and then they sit around for 3 months.
I think this is one of the best episodes.
I think we can reasonably call it S tier.
Yeah, I don't think it's S plus.
I'm with you. I would say
it's
yes.
almost there.
Yeah.
But it's one of the best. Yeah, it's like out of the S tier, it's probably the best one or second best.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, I would agree with that. Of the S's so far,
It's so like central to the like thematically. That was a nonsense statement.
it's so thematically central. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is like one of the core tenets of the tenets, not tenants. We're both just talking like actual morons right now. This is very clearly a thematic center of the series.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
S tier.
Do you
Let me
want to
get
do
that
tier
open.
list of JoJo episodes someday?
I think that would take us about 10 years at this rate, at least.
Yeah, but that'd be fun.
I think we need to do something a little smaller next.
If only there was a farmer around here. A suitable suitor. Is that Mr. Beast on the left with no hair?
God damn it. Not again.
Everyone is Mr. Beast. Put Mr. Beast in the thumbnail of this video. That'll get you some
There's
views.
just like a red circle around him.
Yeah.
People were so sure that these farm kids became Jaegerists.
They thought these kids became Jaegerists?
Yeah, because when Flock gets arrested, there's like 3 other named Jaegerists, and they look a little bit like the farm kids here for some reason. This is the only shot in the anime that tells us what happened to Taburiel government minister.
Oh no.
God,
No. That was a jump scare. That was an actual Ginger jump scare.
They don't talk about it in the anime, but after or in preparation for the thing or the expedition, they made a bunch of propaganda saying they need people for the operation. So that's why a bunch of people like Flock joined from the garrison.
Guys on the right are probably wondering if their friend's not moving.
Nothing is going through that head. Don't you remember Flock was there the whole time?
Yeah, he was in the class with them.
Somehow they all knew him, and he never appeared until now. Okay, you've heard me rant about this, right?
Yeah, but
In the manga, he's talking about eating Grisha, right? Which is traumatic. And Grisha saved Mikasa's life, and he was like her surrogate dad. She doesn't want to hear him talk about eating his own dad. So she interrupts him because she doesn't want to hear something so horrible. But in the anime, for no
they couldn't
reason,
give her a character moment.
literally no reason, it would not have saved any time changing this. They changed it to her nagging him about his soup. So I was slightly misremembering. It wasn't the build-up they changed. It was the fact that they cut the important panel that shows that she wasn't just nagging him.
Sasha's scared of him.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I've never seen that before. He was just on top of his game with this episode and the last one.
He was.
It's cool that he set up Shadis and Grisha knowing each other way early.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I thought about this. I guess the natural assumption is that Grisha came from the same place as the Armored and the Colossal Titans.
Yeah. Which feels like a Titan village or something when you're first watching.
Yeah. It is interesting how he fully just lied that he had amnesia. I mean, he forgot. I'm sure he forgot a little bit. Of course, he didn't actually
probably
have
just
amnesia.
forgot the moment he ate Aaron Kruger.
Yeah. They cut the part here where they talk about how the government lets the scouts keep going because they expect them to be useless. And it's like just to appease the citizenry. Imagine this from Grisha's perspective. Like, it's like he's going to like an uncontacted primitive
Island
society.
nation, yeah.
I do not agree with the theory that Grisha brought the plague into the city.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. What was that?
At least not realistically. They were separated for 100 years.
Yeah, it hasn't been long enough. Second, it seems like he's been established here for at least a few months based on the fact he's already running a clinic. Yeah.
He's one generation or two removed from these people.
Yeah, and it's not like Shadis got sick from contacting him. Neither did Hannes. Obviously, it is intentional. Grisha has knowledge of medicine from the outside world, but yeah, I don't agree that he brought the plague. Oh, wait, no, this isn't the scene from episode 1. I like how this exact scene of people coming back with a bunch of arms cut off has been happening for at least 10 years by the time episode 1 starts.
God damn it, not again. But then next time they get all hyped up. It makes episode 1 even goofier.
This reminds me of during the ceremony where they become scouts and all the CGI people are moving around them. It's identical to that. I guess we have to talk about why Grisha gives Eren the Titan here. I mean, I'm sure you remember this. I was going to make a video about the Grisha thing. So I wrote the script and then I realized I was spending 20 minutes saying one thing. Because what?
Finally, Invaders realizes his video is just a recap. But go on.
There's 4 or 5 separate times where Grisha is like, okay, I want to live a normal life now. And then something brings up his hatred and his desire for revenge. The first time is when he's going to become a doctor, and then Falco's uncle tells him that the Marley authorities killed Faye, so he abandons his life as a doctor. Then the next time is him basically abusing Zeke, which is completely against his morals. Even he admits he knew it was wrong, but he still does it because he wants revenge so bad. Then the next time is at the wall. He tells Kruger he's gonna give up, and then he's done with revenge. And then Kruger pulls out the family picture, and then Grisha's like, "Oh, I gotta do it now." Then the next time is he decides he's ready to move on from his quest for revenge and just live with his family.
And he does for a while.
Yeah, he does. He does for 10 years.
At least.
His time almost runs out. He's fully content with that. And then he goes into the cave because he realizes he has to do his mission. But even when he gets there, he still can't do it until Eren comes and reminds him of his dead sister again. And then again, for the 4th time, he goes psycho mode and slaughters all of them. Then he says he's distraught because he didn't want to do that, but he gave into his it's his fatal flaw, right?
And so that has all already happened when he comes in to see Eren here.
He realizes he's given Eren the power to do the rumbling, which he's seen from the future memories. He says, "Why won't you show me what happened to Carla?" And I think Eren is saving the Carla reveal so he can manipulate him another time. So Grisha doesn't know about Carla. And so he begs Zeke to.
Grisha kind of recomposed himself pretty well here after screaming in a field for a few minutes.
He tells Zeke, "I want you to stop the rumbling." And then we see this scene, which takes place after. Of course, he learns that Carla's dead, which sends him back on his his revenge quest again, just like the past 4 times for the exact same reason. He gives in again. He didn't want to give Eren the power to do the rumbling either, but his revenge desire fantasy thing overpowers him. Was that somewhat comprehensible? I hope it was.
Yeah. You could totally put that whole thing in. This is like the weirdest point in Eren's development where he decides, like you said, he's constantly like reframing his perception of self. I feel like the weirdest stage is son of a special guy.
Yeah, what I was thinking that was a little weird too, and it doesn't really come up again that he thinks highly of Grisha.
It doesn't at all. In fact, I think based on his actions, he doesn't think very highly of him.
Yeah, I don't know why either. I wish we could have seen him acknowledge the horrible war crime he did to Grisha. This is really cool too. I love the reveal that he broke it to try to save his friend's son.
Or to spite his ex-babe's son.
I don't think so.
You don't think there's even a little bit of spite here?
Well, I mean, it's also Carla's son, and I think he still loves Carla.
Yeah, but he is a very toxic sort of...
I don't think he's that vindictive.
Yeah, but he could also be trying to prove to himself that Eren isn't special or whatever too.
Actually, you're right.
I always kind of took that as like malicious.
That's very interesting. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Huh. It's just weird because I've never heard that before, but I think he might be right now.
Really?
Yeah. That's a really good one.
That's a great one.
I don't think it's as good as Friends, though.
I'd say A.
Yeah. It's a high A, though.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to it being an S, but I'd say
A. I could see an argument for S.
I mean, it's also only half of it is the Shada stuff. There's a lot of them, like, first Flock appearance, too.
I mean, yeah, it's a really good one. I like Shadis's character arc, and I like how he redeems himself in the end by... He sacrifices himself in a way that makes it so nobody knows about his sacrifice, which is interesting because that way he doesn't... it's not like a regression where he gets the fame he wanted.
Yeah.
But he still does a good thing. I think that's cool.
He's a good character.
I really like Grisha in the episode. I like how he feels like a weird, unexplainable guy who just showed up, and I like Flock in the episode, too.
Yeah, Flock's first appearance is kind of funny.
Hanji says they don't have the technology to like disassemble it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty big hint that it's something advanced.
I think by this point, anyone who's like really paying attention should know that at least Reiner and them have higher tech.
Is that obvious? I don't know if it is.
No, I don't mean obvious, but I mean anyone who's like really honed in should tell that by now. I mean, we know that there's canning outside the wall. We know that Ymir comes from outside the wall, so they're organized. Fair. But again, that's an easy one to miss. A lot of these are easy to miss. I don't think I had a conception of the outside world being really highly advanced, though.
It's all the characters we've come to know over the past 3 seasons.
I love them. All those other guys, like
I actually did forget their names. I should have looked before.
No. There's Marlene, Dirk. These guys have been here the whole time.
That has always bothered me. How do these guys outrank anyone? Like,
yeah, Levi doesn't even have a seat at the table. Dieter Ness would have been at this high table if he was still alive, and so would Mike. I wonder if these guys did get like conscripted to replace those two like short notice.
No. These guys were definitely here the whole time.
Like scout leaders the whole time?
Yeah, these guys were probably on the Female Titan expedition.
No, we know what the commander leaders were though. We know that.
Let's check the wiki.
Go down to history.
Dirk attends a meeting. He spawned into existence here. Who are you people? Where did they come from?
Go to the trivia on Harold's page. Harold appears to be a very kind man. Dirk has been here the whole time, dude.
They would not know. They just got here.
Close his face. They would have all died if Erwin didn't go. So Levi's plan here is terrible. Well, what would have happened if all the scouts out there just died? Like, if Erwin's not there, Zeke just kills all the outer ones, and then on the inside, the exact same thing plays out, and they get Bertolt.
We can talk about that next episode.
Yeah, you're right. That is getting ahead of ourselves. What am I supposed to say about this? It's like episode 3 again. Isn't it sad how Harold's generosity falls flat like this?
Dude, I don't like how he has the authority to give them food. That's never sat right with me.
Harold the meat keeper?
Yeah, like, who are you, and why are you the one who distributes the meat?
That's been his job the whole time.
I've always liked this random Aaron and Connie interaction.
It's probably like their only one.
I think it's like one of their only two. Connie says they've climbed the ranks in 4 months, but they literally didn't.
They fell into the position.
It's a fun callback.
The flashback to the cooking episode, it all made it worth it.
Oh, this scene is like pivotal.
This is the volume or the cover of the CD.
Oh yeah. Levi hearing this is what causes him to give the injection to Armin.
Mm-hmm.
So this really is formative. I forgot Aaron is a sea denier.
There's no way that there's all that salt water.
Oh, I love that shot.
That is a good shot. Look who it is.
Our favorite character. I love Erwin's righteous scream here.
He's so hyped up.
He's so happy.
Levi's like, what the f*** is he doing?
This is the shot that proves that the sun rises in the west, which then ties in later how you see they're on Madagascar but upside down.
Such a great credit sequence.
I hope nothing spooky happens.
Yeah, I can't wait for it to finish exactly how it normally does.
This is so creepy.
It is.
My friend somehow immediately knew that was Bertolt there.
How did he see Bertolt?
He just deduced that it was him. I mean, think about it. There's a battle coming up.
Yeah, but it could be
there's
Zeke or
Reiner. There's a guy with black hair there.
Oh, does it show his...
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't want to spend too much time here, but I do want to peek at these. Okay, that's from season 2 when they're... This is Gelgar's imagination, funny enough. Most interesting thing is they showed Dinah there for a second.
Uh-huh.
This is Levi killing Zeke's titans
Mhm.
around him as
Yeah.
he makes his way to him. There's the random bodies from season 1, episode 1 that have no explanation.
Yeah.
That shot of the titan in the forest is from the instructor's lesson about the titan's weak points from season 1, episode 5.
You have such a freakish knowledge of all this.
Well, I've edited this show so much, I know where every single thing is at this point. This looks like a analog horror thing.
Monkeys are so dumb, lol.
It's a fine episode.
I really like the conversation on the stairs. That does a lot for me.
Yeah. I like Erwin's meeting with the guys who were definitely there the whole time. Yeah, I don't really care about the dining scene. It's nice as like one last happy moment they get, because there really isn't another one. I'd say it's a C.
Yeah, fair enough. I really don't feel strongly enough to argue at all.
I don't think. I mean,
I don't have an
it's
argument.
not nearly as good as any of these,
I agree.
but it's not bad either. I think it's like
a
a
high C.
definition of a C episode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, this is the fun episode. So, thoughts on the season?
Okay, so yeah, I really do like the Uprising arc a lot. It is kind of interesting knowing that it didn't perform that well on this tier list.
Yeah.
That a lot of it, like mostly ended up in B.
I'm also surprised at how low we ranked it. I thought I remembered it as being better than it is, but yeah, I think they made a mistake not just adapting it 1-to-1. First of all, I mean it's not that big of a deal, but I mean at least make it 13 episodes. Like, come on.
There was a lot lost from that early part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is fairly evenly distributed. We had like 4 B tier episodes, 4 above B.
Definitely has the fewest proportionally out of all the seasons. It has the least good episodes. I think it's still better than season 1.
I would
honestly.
agree. I would agree.
Oh,
for
as a
sure.
whole, I think season 1 has like higher like peaks, you know.
I think Uprising, at least to me and most people I know, is very fun your first time through. I think that's sort of the lens I've watched it through. The last few times I've seen Uprising was with someone who's watching it for the first time. And, every time it is pretty exciting. There's a lot of new reveals and a lot of new stuff. But when you've kind of seen it a few times, it doesn't have a lot to offer sometimes.
This used to be one of my favorites, but I feel like the Warfare parody arc does it just better in a way, kind of like the whole political plots and the conspiracy or whatever. I do like this. It just feels like I don't know. I don't know how to describe this. It's like it's good. It just doesn't get me excited the way the other ones do.
Yeah, I can't really add a whole lot. There's no Titans. There's no Titans.
Well, that's not the problem.
That's not the issue, but I mean, it does. It's a departure in more ways than one. I really do like Uprising.
Yeah, I really like it. It's just not as good as I remembered. It has really good episodes, but it's like a setup arc.
It's a necessary bridge, but it's good. It's good. Kenny's good.
Well, next season we have it's like all amazing. So.
Oh God, yeah, it's gonna get very top heavy after less next season.
And hopefully it won't take as long to get that one out. So.
Yeah. This has been like 3 months of
More than
intermittent
that.
recording. Goodbye.